Welcome to another Keelhauled podcast. I'm your host, CaptainLogun, and we've got a lot of Sea of Thieves news to cover today. So tie yourselves to the mast and hold fast. Ahoy there, pirates. I hope you had yourselves a good week and a good weekend. I know I did. This week, we are going to be sitting down with the Gold Hoarders, and with quite a few of them, as we sit down to talk about Act 2 of Season 17. There's a lot to get into, and we spend a good amount of the time talking about the heist, how people feel about it, were the rewards good, and some revelations as well. We also get a little bit into weapon swapping as well as the FOV changes, although we probably could have spent some time on that as well. So all that and more in this week's episode of Keelhauled Podcast. But before I get into any of that, I have to thank the patrons. They're the ones that are helping support this content so you can continue listening to it without any interruption as far as I can make that happen. They're taking care of Podbean. They're taking care of the Adobe software creative suite that I use for this content as well as other stuff. They're helping with the internet. They're helping take care of anything that I need to check out. And genuinely, the conversations that we have here are all fantastic, and I really appreciate them. There's always topics that we could cover, and I hope that we cover some of the other ones in future episodes when we start to get a little more information about how that's going to look, especially with the weapon swapping towards the end of the episode. So with that, I always like to thank the patrons because of their support, and I do that by calling them out each episode. So thank you to A Chick, L Cute, Balls, Blue Turtle V1, Captain Chonky, Captain Longsharts, Chateau Neuf, Super Pack, Zombie Killer, Cosmic Johnson, Static Mirror, Crazy Frog, Davram TV, El Jefe Esteban, Godhammer 6, Carl Embo of Embo Family Gaming, Kylia the Aficionado, Nightstar 1980, Elvin Vramir, Evil Morpheus, Space Admiral Ors, Xbox Mike 29, Norwegian, Rabid Raccoon, Regis Stella the Brony Pirate, Ribloid, Rustbelt Kid, Sea Leg Sam, Shoe Daddy 13, Skamelt 666, Tales of the Sea, The Demon Jester, Tommy D, DN Professor, Wailing Witch, Big Bad Pad, Mina Fairy, Heger Owl, Jeff H, Captain Duckweed, Evil Martha, Peter Miller, Rooski Doo, Thor Von Blitz, Luke Lore the Insipid Ghost, and Zam Wow. Thank you all so much for your love, for your support, and your conversation. It does make this actual episode. With that, let's get into it. Welcome, everyone, to the September 2025 Gold Hoarder episode. This month is going to be an interesting one, as I'm curious to hear what the Gold Hoarders think of the most recent Act 2 of Season 17, as it begins the Smuggler's Heist. Now, this is something we've been talking about the last couple episodes, about how we are going to be going to the Royal Crest Fortress. Last episode, I spent quite a bit of time diving into the lore about this current heist and why people are trying to get this particular painting. I am curious, though, how this is coming across to the community. So we have quite a cast of characters today. I believe some are probably going to help me out with a SOT shot afterwards, hopefully. And I want to get some impressions and some feelings on what people think about this event, given that it is a time-limited event and that there is a fair amount of FOMO that comes with these kind of things when there's limited time rewards available to it. So with this, we're going to go through the list of everyone that's here so they can get a quick little introduction to say hi, so you get an idea of what their voice is and what name is associated with them. So let's start at the top of the list and say hi to A-Chick. A-Chick, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Happy to be here.
Yay. I'm happy you're here as well, too. Next up, we've got Ace. Welcome, Ace.
Hello. How's it going?
Good, good. Glad to have you here. And then next up, we've got Godhammer. Welcome back, Godhammer.
Good afternoon. How do?
How do well. Do you?
Excellent. I do well. Good.
That's good. Lots of fiber in the diet. Next up, we've got Carl Embo of Embo Family Gaming. How you doing, Carl?
Flying high, I guess. But doing well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Good. Glad to hear it. Next up, we've got Sea Leg Sam. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good. Bit tired, but yeah, doing good.
I feel that. It is definitely late for folks over in the UK as well, too. Next up, we have Shu. How you doing, Shu?
Fantastic. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Glad to have you. And last but not least, we're going to speak to one TN Professor. How you doing, Prof?
Boy, from the land of the sleep deprived, I'm here.
For those that may not know, Prof actually just recently had a baby born, and I don't know how much details you want to go into that, but congratulations on the new addition to the pirating family.
Absolutely. Healthy, happy, both mom and baby. This is our third, and this is a late surprise. My oldest is 20, and my middle child is 17. So there's quite a spread here.
You're going to have to rebuy all the clothes, all the toys, unless you kept them all packed away.
We had just cleansed out the last little bits.
Oh, no.
And then, surprise.
Rip. Oh, well, things are newer, better. You know, I'm sure they'll probably get some new toys as a result.
New toys and gadgets. There's always a need for that, right?
Yeah. There's tons of plenty of stuff. Like Nintendo's putting out some awesome toys for kids nowadays, so it'll be good. Well, happy to hear it. And as we get into this, it'll be a bit of an open forum, but as always, I appreciate you guys muting just in case there's any background noise that you may not be aware of. And as we go forward, talking about Act 2 of Season 17, I have not gotten to do a whole lot of this, but what I have done, I've really thought was really awesome. I really appreciated another opportunity, kind of in the same vein as the Ash and Athena Skeleton Fort events that we've had in the past, a way to draw people together, especially in kind of a smaller area, for about as much loot, or at least value of loot, in the one painting as in like an entire vault itself. So kind of opening this up to the floor, kind of curious to see, for those that have gotten to do this, some quick impressions. Is it a good event or is it a bad event? And I'll leave that up to whoever wants to jump in first.
So for me personally, I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's at that stage where there's still a lot of people doing it. So the last few times I've done it, we've fought against multiple galleons, multiple ships. Last night I was on a galleon fighting another galleon and two sloops. Another time, me and Ollie were on, and we were fighting a brig and two sloops. So it is bringing people to that central area. However, there are times where it is you just rock up, grab it, and go. Once the picture's been picked up, obviously you can't see it on the map anymore, which is a bit tricky. But I guess you just have to hope that you can cut them off at the turning point. But I quite like these kind of events. They remind me a little bit of the arena days, where you used to have to get the chest, and the idea was to get the chest off the other crew and then go cash it in somewhere. Just this on a open world scale, effectively. But yeah, it's good, and it's nice to have something that levels up the guild as well. I think that's been needed for a while.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that this one item is worth a couple levels in guild, especially looking at just the nature of how a lot of folks are probably coming into the game or finding guilds or just working on guilds in general. This is kind of an open opportunity for people to not have to worry about a particular event tied to one faction. Anyone else want to share some thoughts on either what Carl had shared or their own experience?
Check, you go.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's worth a lot of money, which is great. I mean, I believe it's the single most event in gold that you can get so far in the game. So 175,000 coin is a lot. And I thought that the event was dying down a little bit, but the last couple of days that I've played, there's been a lot of people doing the event. And of course, I'm going to go and steal it. So it's really fun stealing it, opting into the voyage and waiting for somebody to start doing it, kind of like the Siren Skull was. Yeah,
I agree. I think the arena aspect to it, or the kind of group event opportunity to go and actually try and steal it from other people, kind of like the Siren Song, like you mentioned, is really, really cool. Anyone else want to jump in with their stories or any good steals that you've had? Sam?
I think it's a it's something different that I think we've needed for a little bit. It's not, I don't know how to put it. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
I've been having a good time. Well, I've been mostly hobbying over the last little bit. I've been a big hobby kick, but when I have got on, I've typically taken a stab at it every once in a while. And I don't think it's been uncontested more than like once or twice when I've done it. Always had at least one other person coming in to do it. I know that you, me, Witch, and Chick, we had a great attempt at it, and ended up running into it was Mifu, Chap, and who was the third person? Help me out.
It was River.
Which ended up with us sinking because they're very good, believe it or not. And with a great TDM attempt at the very end when we tried to turn it in, when they well, they didn't really try to turn it in. They just decided to come in and absolutely destroy us. Well, we held out. But we had a great little TDM there, and that was so far the highlight of the event. But so far, good event, especially with them having this sort of event promise to come back at some point. I think this is a good one to hold in the back pocket to do in the future. For a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I agree, Godhammer. I hope that they start rotating in and out different events to just kind of keep the seas alive. And I think this is one of the events to kind of introduce that.
They used to do something like that, didn't they? Do you remember Fortnite?
Yep.
That used to be a thing.
Yep.
That was great
I
because
think
obviously everything was worth so much more.
Yes.
And it'd be great to see them like come back to that kind of thing with this. So like every other Friday, it would be whatever you want to, whatever smart. I can't think of a name. Someone more clever than me can think up of a name for it. But where we do this event, and
The
that's
Mega
what.
Stash?
Well,
yeah,
things like the Mega Stash as well. You know, make it so it's a more regular occurrence, and you'll see the servers come to life for those events a lot more than just here's an update. It's going to be like this for the next 6 months, kind of thing.
Maybe fancy a fortress. I don't know.
I thought of what I was thinking now.
What you got, Sam?
I think before they released it, and this might be a bit critical, but I think they should have changed the adjustments from Briggsy's voyage popping up on the mast to the smuggler one, because I was popping server after server after server trying to get that voyage on, and it took me 40 minutes just to get a server where it was on. And it's nice that now they've done that hot fix and they've changed it, because it was taking me a long time to get it.
That's a really good call out. Yeah, that's something that came in through this week. We did get that hotfix to help try and alleviate the issue with the Siren Skull voyage overlapping and messing up the Smugglers League note. So anyone happier with that? I know, Prof, you opened up, so definitely feel free to share your thoughts first.
Well, when Sam was talking about just the finding more players, I was wondering how that impacted, because it's supposed to be doing some manner of skill matching, supposedly. And if it's reaching out to a larger group, does it still feel fair, I guess?
That's a good question. I have not run into too many ships when I've gotten a chance to go do it. A couple of the times it was just me happening to get the right spawn at Smugglers, run over, get it, and then get it over to it was either Crooks or I think Old Faithful were like the two, and I never had to go too far, thankfully. So it was relatively uncontested unless I was sailing with others. But anyone else had experience post hotfix with running into issues with the actual voyage, either overlapping or mixing with the Siren Skull, or having that issue, or has it been working fairly well since they implemented the hotfix?
I believe the first time I did it, the first time I came into it, like while sailing, I was on the brig, we were Reapers, doing the usual thing. We've seen an emissary, thought, okay, we'll go for it. And then when we sank them, the key popped up, but we looked at the mast, and surely enough, it had the Siren Skull pinned to it. It wasn't activated or anything like that, so we got rid of it. And then as soon as we got rid of it, the other one did then pop. So every time since then I've seen the Siren Skull, I do knock it off. But since the hotfix, I've noticed that I don't really see the Siren Skull much at all now. So whatever they did, I believe it has definitely made a difference.
I'm curious if anyone's okay with this, or would you have rather they just taken off the Siren Skull for the time being?
I don't think that they should take it off, but yeah, having them turn it down a lot further was the right call, because it was getting difficult to find it, because there are still people who could potentially really, this is the time they're hyper fixated in getting that Siren Skull commendations done.
I was giving it some thought about that. Oh, excuse me. I feel like it's very similar to the Siren Skull with player interaction. I think they should make the Siren Skull an event like this and just rotate between the ones they already have and add it to that list. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of the vibe I got to help fix that issue.
You're thinking treating this kind of the way the world events rotate once they're completed?
Kind of like this isn't a limited time event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this could be the only thing that appears on the mast, and then when this event ends, maybe cycle back in the Siren Song, and then it might bring attention back to the Siren Song, because I know for a while there, like, not many people do it, and it kind of died. I think that might help bring it back. People will do it, it dies, bring in something new, it dies. I think that would help both problems.
It's definitely possible. I'd kind of like to get a gauge, and maybe this relates, maybe it doesn't relate, but anyone here that was around when Flameheart's head was floating in the sky and we were working on the ghost fleets for quite a while?
I was around, I remember that.
Yep, I was around.
Yep, very much so.
So I'm curious to find out, because for so long we had that, and a lot of people were kind of bothered by just how annoying it was that he was always there, especially if somebody happened to like trigger the event but not do it. And eventually he went away, and I started to hear people like kind of lament having the skull in this, or the, Flameheart's head in the sky and stuff. And now that the event itself is back, I'm curious if anyone, do you seek out that event? Is that something that if you see it actually something, is it something that you actually want to go do now that it's back, but it's just missing the Flameheart head?
Personally, I don't really enjoy Flameheart unless I need the supplies. And the last time that I saw somebody doing it, they were hourglassed in just trying to get the Wraith Balls from it.
It's kind of where I was going with mine, to be honest. I was going to say,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't enjoy doing it. However, if you're confident in naval battle, it's a very, very easy event to do. The reward at the end of the Wraith Balls, I'm surprised we don't see more Wraith Balls being fired about. We've had quite a lot of fun getting them recently. Although, I will admit, not having Flameheart trash talkers constantly throughout definitely takes the edge off it, because that was 100% the highlight.
If they only added more variety, for as long as it was up, it got old. And I hear you. I know that there's some people claiming to miss him, but I don't know that those people played as long as we have. I know I'm happy he's not up in the sky. Part of the other problem was the mechanic is you could either intentionally or unintentionally sail by and keep reactivating it. And so you couldn't get to a new event unless you just went and did it.
We saw Flameheart more than other world events, so I agree with you. So it felt like he was always in the sky because somebody would just sail by and inadvertently keep the event up.
We did it multiple times, not because we wanted to. It was just, let's get him out of the way so something else will pop up.
I don't think there's been a single day since he went away that I've ever wanted him back.
You know what? You guys aren't helping this argument here at all.
I stand by it. I would love to have Flameheart come back and trash talk everybody. You're all just scared of it. That's all it is. You're scared of the big shouty man in the sky, making you feel like puny little pirates.
Advance the story. Let's bring him back in for real and have him sail around or something that advances the story. But
he is back. He's in a chair.
Just stick him on an island. Stick him at the top of the island. Let him shout from there instead. Yeah,
It would be
great.
so Can we please just give him like a wheelchair to put like Flameheart Jr. can wheel him from island to island? Like
That's still cooler than a head in the sky.
it's okay, Grandpa. We're taking over the seas. Let's go.
I love it. Let's do it.
Flameheart field trip.
It's just him strapped in him in a wheelchair that's like roped down into a rowboat, and just Flameheart Jr. rowing the rowboat with Grandpa in a wheelchair like around. Like, all right, Dad, that's fine. Yeah, we'll go visit Port Merrick and you can tell me the story about how we almost blew it up. It's fine. It's fine. I'm a good son. I'm a fantastic son. I can see it now. And if you catch him, you get to have like, I don't know. You have to listen to a story that he tells you about something that he did in the seas, and you just get like 3 levels of reputation for listening through the story.
He gives you wraith balls.
He gives you, there you go. He's like, here's my inheritance. That would be great. I love the idea of cycling events like this. I would like there to be progression, because one thing that I appreciated about the journal that I know no one but me and a few other content creators went out there and genuinely just like read and started to pour over the words for, because why would you? It's in the middle of an event that's contested that people are like, I just want the completion. I just want the gold. I just want the fight. I don't care unless somebody's actually telling me what's going on with the lore. Why they would go read that journal with like any intent on furthering the story, because it doesn't feel like that's what's always happening. I would love for this, when it does come back, to be something that they go and they kind of bolster up one of the other forts, like Royal Crest now. Okay, cool. In 3 months or 6 months or whenever they have their kind of like rotation for it, let's take one of the other forts and we'll kind of build that up a little bit more, change it up so that it's not the same floor plan as all the other ones and stuff. And then we'll have it there. And then you can throw one little book in there next to a little bust of Flameheart that tells you more about the story that's currently going on, and tease out stuff like that. And who knows, it could be something else other than the painting at that point. There may be some other item that is of value to seemingly everyone at this point that they could throw in there and have it not just be a painting, bring in something else. Like somebody found out like a special type of rum that is more explosive or leaves a trail of fire or something, come up with some sort of other MacGuffin to throw in there to draw people together.
The rum idea I quite like, because I still think they need to utilize Port Merrick better. You have all those little rat runs underneath. You've got the under passage into the tavern, stuff like that. I know it's an outpost, and that's probably why they can't do it, but I would love to have that kind of thing there. I think it would work really nicely by there.
Yeah, especially with grapple guns. There's a lot of fun that could be had kind of Spider-Manning yourself around that place.
There's that room that we found in the last adventure, that Athena room, and what if that were taken over by a smuggler?
We're not supposed to bring that room up.
Why not? I mentioned that to my crew the other day, and I was saying, it's like, how have they not used this as part of the smugglers?
Nope.
We know it's there.
Can't bring it up.
The asset's there. It's all there to do. Because we know that, obviously, Athena aren't using it anymore because LeChuck got into it so easily. So we should definitely use that area. I think something needs to be done at Port Merrick to make the whole regeneration of it worthwhile. Otherwise, we burn it back down again.
Yeah, and the smugglers just got there. They don't know how unsecure it is.
We don't talk about Bruno. This is the rule. It's like Fight Club.
I met him on Community Day. Very nice man.
Bruno?
Yeah.
He/them.
Yeah.
Bruno's ace. I love Bruno. Lovely guy.
Yeah, great guy.
So thinking about this event, I wanted to bring up the time-limited rewards, because this has kind of been of a sticking point on me, and I'm going to stand on my soapbox and say that the rewards were lackluster for the type of event that it was. I appreciate that the event focuses in on getting a painting from point A to point B as best as possible. But the 2 rewards that we got were interesting as far as them being blueprints for both the original fortress and then the upgraded version that Flameheart did. But it didn't seem like a reward that really spoke to the point of the smugglers stuff. Like, I feel like this would have been an opportunity to get like a little plushie of one of the smugglers, or a painting of one of the smugglers, or, something that kind of alluded to the hijinks that would have been involved with a smuggler. Like a smuggler has a painting and he manages to, or they manage to, use a facade to make it look like the painting that they actually stole. And it's kind of peeled away, and underneath you see a painting of them kind of smirking as kind of a wink and a nod to, hey, you thought you had the original painting, but this is just a replica, and I stole the real one. And then you hang the replica in your captain's cabin as like hey, this reminds me of that time that I tried to smuggle this thing and the smugglers got the best of me. Something like that, to me, would have felt more interesting, or at least a little tangentially related, outside of just random blueprints of that one particular fortress. Am I on a limb here on my own, or were you happy with the rewards that were given?
No, I agree that it's definitely not smuggler themed, but I really like how they look. So I'm not too upset. I really like the blueprint style paintings, but I do agree, like it doesn't really make sense with the whole theme of the season. But yeah, that's just I don't know if I can get them though, because I went to sell the painting today and I got nothing, no money, no nothing. So I don't really know what went on there, but maybe one day I'll get that blueprint.
It's a feature.
I mean, it stands to reason. The reason we got those is because it's a heist. When you plan a heist at a location, you look up the blueprints. You factor in how to get in and out. You look for little weak points to exploit at a location. In this case, Royal Crest Fortress, and then you plan how to break in. And turns out all we needed was a key.
Hammer, that is the best explanation, and 100% convinces me that was an appropriate reward right there. Kudos to you for the Ocean's 11-esque explanation.
I would also like to point out, in the last episode, you were pointing out that it's something the people without a ship might want. I sort of think it's good, because then the second you can buy your ship with the money you made from this event, you have a special something to put up in your new ship. And not only is it a unique ornament to adorn your boat, it also reminds you of how you got your ship, sort of deal. So I thought it was a good reward for this one.
Fair enough. Anyone else?
Oh, you go first.
I was going to say I completely agree with that, because the blueprints do make perfect sense to it. It's like you use the blueprints to obviously spec the place out, and then as the trophy, you've got you frame it, you put it on the wall, and then you're like, yeah, remember when we did that? I think that works quite well with the whole smuggler's idea. Plus, if they've got them on the wall, they're easy to find if you need to go back there again.
I've got a thing. Was it you that I was sailing with, Carl, where I actually got not the yellow one. I got it without doing the entire quest and doing all the small commendations that are linked to it. I accidentally got that one, and I remember putting it up. So it was a little bug that I found where it gave me, I got rewards earned, and then I got one, and it just showed me that painting. So it was a weird little bug that I found. Interesting.
So you managed to, so you're saying that you got the rewards, but didn't have to complete everything associated with it?
Yeah, well, we were doing it anyway. So we were, I think we were just sailing towards the fortress. We'd got the key and everything. And it just popped up as like, if you sell any type of treasure, like it comes up with that notification. And I went downstairs just to see, okay, what's happened now? So I went on there, and obviously I tried to equip it. It worked. It was on the wall. Like, I took a screenshot of it. It was on the wall, but I hadn't done anything to do with it. That was the first time I'd done the voyage. I tried doing it, but then I got sunk, which is another matter. But it was a weird little bug that I found.
So I do remember this, and yes, it was when we were sailing with Ollie as well. And it could be a case that perhaps to actually unlock it, you only need to do so many of the actual achievements before it unlocks. I don't know, but I'm sure there would be some sort of explanation, whether it's the fact that we did the things that you were missing, you just need to read the book or something. But with the fact that you sank the first time you did it, it still classes as you taking part in the event, at least.
Wasn't one of the commendations sell the most prized possession of it? Is it that just me thinking? I'm sure there was one where it was sell it.
I know that the two, if I remember correctly, you have to sell one painting that is just from the actual Royal Crest Fortress, and then the one that is the requested one. I think those were the two main ones that they had for the Act 2 seasonal stuff to get the painting rewards for it.
Yeah, I've never sold another painting from that fort, so I don't know what that was then. I haven't really gone near it, I'm going to be honest. Mainly doing hourglass on a Saturday.
Well, I will say that for what it's worth, I was originally not very impressed with these rewards, but given the nature of what you guys are talking about with an actual heist, I'm actually sold on it. I was not happy with the blueprint aspect, but you guys have given me a good enough reason to understand why you would want to have those. So it's cool. I'm definitely fine with it. I think maybe I would have rather have had them be bigger, but maybe that's just because I'm always on a sloop. I don't know.
I think I was disappointed with the theming too. I never really felt like I was on a heist. I don't really know how to describe it. Like I was just pirating around, just another thing to steal. I never really felt the sneaking around, planning part of the journey, and that's probably why it didn't really make sense to me either.
Hammer, I know you'll appreciate this, that there's an opportunity, I think, for them to have created some of that tall tale mystery aspect to this voyage, that maybe you started out with a book that had some of the blueprints in them, and you had to try and figure out how you were going to try and steal the key first before you then got the opportunity to go and actually steal the painting.
I would have loved that. That sounds excellent. It's a shame that didn't happen. But you know what? I'll take what I can get.
I mean, I'd quite like that, to be honest. I'd like a bit more of a return to that mystery kind of adventure we had to go on, where we were trying to work stuff out. I would love a quest. And I seem to think there was one quest where you had to read the journal to find out where you had to go next. I think that was a limited time one, but I can't think for the life of me what it was now. But I think more thinking is required for some of them. I think that would make a difference.
Are you thinking of the Hoarders Hunt?
Possibly, yes. It could have been the Hoarders Hunt, actually. Because there was 3 things for that, wasn't there? You got a key for each one.
Yes.
Yeah. I would love to see a return for that. Don't worry too much about the IRL prizes. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, but I don't even know who won it. I've not really seen them bragging about it, anything like that. And I feel like it's kind of been forgotten. There's actual reward
it was
for that.
Hippocampus or something. That's what I remember.
But it'd be good to have something come back, and I know there's obviously a lot of other things that's on now currently, but if we ever return to the mysteries and the adventures, I'll be very happy.
I think just bringing in some of that mystery style of design, where it's not explicitly showing you an X marks the spot, but you have to go to a certain location and then look for a certain marker that is a naturally occurring marker, looking at an island and seeing 2 palm trees, and then the thing says where the sun rises between the V of plants or something. Interesting things that we did with the hoarder hunt things, I think were really kind of cool, but we don't really get to see that in Sea of Thieves naturally anymore.
You mean every time you look at a map, you're not trying to figure out what red dot is the red dot in the real island?
No, that's ingrained in the brain. I just dig up a nerd and show it to him.
Well, I've got the actual riddle quest as well, which seems to get forgotten at times. There are riddle quests out there, but
Random digging till it looks like the escape of the moon.
Just show it to the nerd. They do it for you. Game's easy mode.
The worrying thing is, I know you say a lot of shit.
Pepe's job.
We're happy.
So looking at this as a whole, I'm genuinely kind of curious if you think that Rare is on the right path for creating content for a season as a whole. Does this Act 2 feel like a better month of content than what the first month of season 17 offered us? Because I know, at least from what we were talking last time we were actually getting into season 17, anecdotally it feels like a lot of folks were kind of let down by what the smugglers had to offer. So now looking at season 17's Act 2, do we feel like Rare is putting enough content or adding enough value, I should say, to supplement the first act of season 17? Or does it still feel like there's something missing or a lack of content to really digest in what is considered their new approach to seasons?
Personally, I think it's worked out well that they've decided for the second month to do this time limited kind of thing, because it makes people want to play. You have that FOMO, even though it's not difficult to unlock everything. You literally just need to complete it start to finish once, and even if you start it but don't finish it, and then later you sing someone who is doing it and then finish it, you're very likely to get it all. But I do feel like as if it's drawn people back in to doing this event, because the people who are looking for the PvP will be going for it. Whereas with I've not done a smuggler's run since I've got on my comms very early on. The painting, I've done the painting, I've done the comms, but I'm still doing it because it's fun. And there's that variety of chasing in different directions. It's not always a case of, once you get the painting, you have to go to Smuggler's Bay, although it seems to be Smuggler's Bay a lot. But I've had Plunder, I've had Old Faithful, I've had Crooked Masts. And then there's also that side that if you're going to it and you see that someone else has already got the painting, jumps on their boat and goes, trying to cut them off, trying to get to the area beforehand, setting traps. There's multiple ways you can play it out. So realistically, unless all you're going to do is naval, there's lots of different ways to achieve the actual goal of stealing that painting off another crew. And I think that's what's keeping me going back to it at the moment.
I can definitely appreciate that. Anyone else want to jump in?
Yeah, for me personally, I can't really complain about the content being pushed out the way it is, because I'm the one that said that they should intentionally release stuff minimally instead of all together, because I feel like that creates less opportunity for additional bugs to where they have to turn off the events to fix things. So for me, I feel like they're releasing it in pretty much the amount of time that I would expect them to. So I'm pretty good with it.
Good to hear. Anyone else got any other thoughts as far as how the seasonal content's coming? Is it light? Is it fine?
I think it works out really well for both sides of the people who play a lot and the people like me who can only play once every week or two. The content's light enough for me to enjoy all of it before it goes away, or before people stop doing the event, like with the Siren song. By the time I could get to it, there wasn't much action. But I think the monthly, acts or seasons, it's best of both worlds. It's kind of meeting in the middle in a way.
Just looking through some of the stats and things on different forums, I would say balanced. It's not a big explosive update. It's not considered a letdown. It's moving things forward.
Well, it's good to hear that a lot of you feel like this is a decent pace for content. I know at the start of the Smuggler's Heist, a lot of us were kind of surprised at how little it was. I myself was a little surprised that the Smuggler's Run didn't actually change or go anywhere either. That it kind of stuck where it was. A-Chick actually brings up a real good point. We have not actually discussed any of the kind of mechanical stuff that got announced as well too. So A-Chick, you want to bring up what you had mentioned in chat?
Yeah, so 110 field of view. So I'm curious what everybody else thinks about it, because I basically ripped off the Band-Aid and I went from 90 to 110 right away. And it was really hard for me to land my shots. And also my cannons were off. So I decided to go back to 100, and then I'm going to gradually work my way up, if at all. I haven't really decided if I'm going to go straight to 110, but it's definitely a different feeling. And I'm really curious to see what you guys think.
I would say if you're steering, if you're at the helm and you're trying to watch, that's really helpful. So my guess is for players like Chenzo, who's always at the wheel, that's his role. I think for players like that, it's a big advantage. It's an interesting point you bring out. If you're a gunner or so forth, it may not be, but definitely if you're trying to helm the ship and keep an eye on the ladders and around you, I think it would be a great advantage.
So I'm usually ending up helm because I'm probably the better helm out of most of my crew. But when I get onto my cannons, I still have it down to 90 field of view because at 110, I just felt like I was too far away from the cannon. And I think 90 works quite nicely because as long as you're not solo, realistically, whoever's helm or build should be keeping an eye out on the ladders, but also everyone should be listening to those audio cues. So I'm not too worried when I'm actually on the cannon, and that 90 field of view just allows me to focus in a bit more. Everything else, though, from harpoon to helm to being on ladders, everything like that is all 110. Took a little bit of getting used to, but it just feels normal now, to be honest. It feels quite natural.
So do you switch back and forth? Is that what you're saying?
No. So if you go into the settings, you can actually swap it. So you can get it so when you go onto the helm, it'll change to 100 field of view. When you go onto the cannons, it'll go to 90 field of view. When you're just aiming down your pistol, it can go to 70 field of view or whatever the lowest is. So there's sliders for each individual setting. It's not just 110 across the board. You can really customize it for the different things you're using.
So that didn't give you a headache, Carl? Like the first time you started doing that and you've got a different field of view for every input?
Well, the only difference one I had was the cannon, and to be honest, no. I did see a lot of people complaining about it, saying, oh, this is going to give people headaches. But when you grab a cannon or something like that anyway, your camera instantly locks into a position. So you've already got, and you probably don't notice it, but you've already got that quick switch the camera to that angle. Mm-hmm. So all it's doing is just zooms in a little bit more than what you were looking at originally. But as you're going onto a cannon, you're kind of getting into that area anyway. And of course, anyone who aims with the cannon as well will, it'll come naturally to them anyway.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Are the default settings for that how they were before the 110 came out? Like for going onto the cannon and stuff?
I honestly can't remember.
I think that's all new. I'm pretty sure that's all new to be able to adjust it.
People adjust, but
90. Yeah.
Is like if I go onto the cannon, would it be like what it was before we even had the choice, or do I have to mess with that and figure out?
You have to auto turn it up if that's what you mean.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Like it should be default. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think there's like an override where there's just one slider which will put everything to 110. I think you did. I had to go for like each individual one myself. Mm-hmm. It's well worth messing about with the settings, finding out what's comfortable for yourself, because everyone obviously experiences things differently. You know, some people get motion sickness, some don't, for example. It's all about finding that right level. And of course, just because they've added 110 and all the big PvP players are saying 110's the best things in sliced bread, it's not for everyone, and it's okay to reduce it back down to 90. And even if you do less than 90, I still see people doing that. It's purely what you're comfortable with, and I'd highly recommend just having a play about with the settings. Get yourself onto safer seas, get on your boat, move the sliders, go on and off the different things, and play with it, and have a look around and really get a feel for it. Once you get that setting, I think it will help you massively.
I know from my perspective, I tend to keep things somewhere between 100 and 110 on most other FPS games. And being able to go to 110 on Sea of Thieves felt very natural. I do think it breaks the game in some cases. Like you generally, just see your arms in a way that still does not look right, especially like if you're swimming or something. But again, the shadows don't always sync up to what your arms are actually showing you. But I'm glad that they actually did this. And in the granularity that they offer to, I think was a really good approach to it. I do think that folks should play around with each of the different ones and just kind of slowly bump your way up unless you feel comfortable playing other games at 110. And that's what you'd like to have. Because I know, especially with things like Call of Duty, I'll typically go somewhere between 110 and 120 with that game. But that's the only FPS where I feel like I need to have that extra vision on the sides just because of how fast the time to kill is with that. Prof, you wanted to say something?
I was just thinking about it. The original launch it capped Xboxes at like 78 to 80, and PC players had 100 in a degree. And when I transferred from playing Xbox back to PC, that was one of the first things I did was bump the field of view up to 100. I'm wondering if this is somewhat. It's a much bigger adjustment for Xbox players to have that ability. So there could be some adapting, maybe slowly but surely, like Carl said, just edging the dial up.
Sam, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I wanted to say that being an Xbox player all the time, not having the opportunity yet to switch, I would say I have got a lot better at a bit of TDM and a bit of everything. It's been really fun just adjusting that how I like it, not having it always limited. Been really good.
I have kept all of my field of views stuck to 90, except for at the sail controls and at the wheel when I need to see everything the most. But I've kept everything else at 90. And that is largely down to I don't like how the lantern looks when you have it at 110. And that's almost completely it. I hate how it looks. I hate how it looks at 110.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, I've got to jump in on that one because I love the fact that we can, when we're at 110, we can see our equipment. The equipment we're spending our gold on to show off to others, we can now see it ourselves. I think it looks great.
Did anyone want to say anything else on FOV, or did we want to jump quickly into weapon swapping? All right, weapon swapping it is. For those that don't know, the latest news came out from Drew, basically letting us know that double or swapping between weapons, not just double guns, but this will probably affect people with double guns the most. They are going to be removing the restrictions and animations that were causing delays and hindrances when swapping between weapons to try and make it feel less clunky. Because originally they were trying to ensure that people weren't animation canceling the weapons so that you could quickly shoot 2 shots in succession. Not nearly as bad as it was before they restricted it with the mouse wheel thing, but still enough that players weren't having as good of an opportunity to eat in between shots or to get behind something to dodge a bullet, which kind of made things a little unfair, or feeling unfair, I should say, in PvP. Now that they are going to be reducing the weapon swap time from 1.3 seconds down to 1.1 effectively, it should feel less clunky and give an even playing field for everyone, as opposed to just folks that know how to do the weapon cancel. So kind of curious to get folks' thoughts on this. Do you think it's a good move for them to do this, or do you think that they need to go and try and understand what to do? And are you going to be jumping into insiders to actually test this to provide feedback?
Well, for me being a PvPer, I actually don't do the cancel method. What I'm more concerned about is when I'm double gunning, I have that delay in that secondary swap that I hope that gets a little bit corrected, because you almost have like this, it's probably like maybe a 1 or 2 second delay and your gun doesn't fire. So you have to like swap back and reload the other gun or bounce around. I will definitely be going into Insider and testing it when it's available.
So whilst I'm into PvP, I very rarely double gun purely because I like the mobility that I get with the sword. But when I do find that it is very, as you said, clunky. But I think that's been caused by them trying to prevent this quick swap. And I know a lot of people in the community who were obviously quite upset by that. I don't know if this will fix it for them because a lot of them were complaining about the whole the skill gap. So being able to quick swap was a skill. And Sea of Thieves is very much like there's not massive amounts of skill gaps, I would say, that you can't just learn. But I think it is the right move to make the swap quicker, which is basically effectively what they're doing, isn't it? So I've not been an insider since I completed my 52nd week quite some time ago. Might jump back in. I think they are. Did I see some of their open up the custom service on that as well, which allows to get like a TDM going. I think that's where it'll really kind of come into its own, especially with these custom servers we're getting. I think we'll see a lot of TDM lobbies opening up over time.
I think that one of the best things about the game is the flat progression system and the flat weapon system and all that, and everything that they can do to just flatten out the experience to give no like advantage like mechanically in that sense, or like progression or mechanically, is good. So in the case if they can't kill the quick swap mechanically, then if they can change it so that everybody everybody can do it and it's easy to do for everyone to do, then I think that's good, because that's eliminating a learned advantage that can put people above, especially when it's not something that's supposed to happen. So if you can turn it into something that is supposed to happen for all players, I think that's good, because it turns off the thing that is like hidden knowledge into like just how it is for everybody. And I think that's good and better than having some people who know something over other people, if that makes sense.
I would agree with that, actually. How about anyone else?
It's not quite related to quick swapping, but it is quite interesting as part of what he said, is that people that have been banned are getting a second chance. I thought that was quite interesting. Don't want to go too much into it because we'll dig into time, but I thought that was really quite interesting that they're giving everyone a second chance.
Yeah, I like that they are doing that. I think it's Can
I just add though, for anyone that might think the wrong thoughts, that is going to come in the next seasonal update. So it's going to be here, but not right now. Not right now.
It's also not all accounts.
No.
Not all accounts will be done.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and had mixed feelings. Just knowing some of the people that we sent in ban notices on. I was glad when we got confirmation they were gone. I was hoping it would be more permanent, but as long as they're keeping an eye on it, that's fine. The one thing I'll say is, for those who love the sword, I just want to shout out, even though we're talking about the dirty double gunners, it's a pirate game, and I always loved having the sword. So my primary weapon, always sharp and pointy.
You're here.
That's just because you like using your wits.
Or just dumb, stubborn, dying, respawning.
Definitely. All right. I think that is going to do it. Just double checking real quick. Okay. I didn't miss anything in the chat. So I do appreciate everyone coming in this week, or I guess this month, for the episode. It was great to chat with everyone about this. If there's anything that you guys wanted to talk about more, we can definitely start creating like a pinned list of topics for October's. October's, I believe, is actually going to be on the 25th, which will be the Saturday before Halloween at this point. So it'll be curious to find out if we are going to be, because that'll probably be when the last update comes out. We'll probably have the the third act of season 17 kicking off on that Thursday. So there's a good chance that by the time we're talking about this, that we'll have an idea of what Act 3 will pertain to and the revamped skeleton forts. But before we get out of here, I know Carl just mentioned that he wants to talk about the SOT Fest tickets going live. So Carl, all up for you, man. What do you got to say?
Thank you. So it's just a quick mention that the Sea of Thieves Festival here in the UK returns for its 5th year next year. It's all been announced now. It's going to be happening in Warsaw again at the Bescott Stadium. Tickets are now on sale. They went on sale Thursday. So, grab your tickets, and I look forward to seeing everyone there and hopefully meeting a lot of new folks as well.
Yeah, I am genuinely bummed that I won't have an opportunity to go for 2026. I know A-Chick and I had been talking about it, and it would probably work out better for 2027, but definitely can't wait to see what people have in store, seeing that the panelists are getting picked, knowing that the football team's going to be out there again. I definitely miss having a chance to go out there. So I would love to get to go back out to England and get to see my SOT fans and friends and family all once again. With that,
We'll catch you on the 2027 one then.
Yeah. I'll definitely see if that can be kind of like my big trip, because it seems like I get one good big trip a year with vacation time, and the first couple of Sea of Thieves fests, that's what I got to do. And this last one was just moving, so I'm trying to take care of bills and whatnot first, and then hopefully I'll get an opportunity to actually go out to SOT Fest again. That'll be something I'm excited for sure.
Imagine being sensible with your priorities like that, Logan. Honestly.
I know.
I thought you were a pirate.
I mean, I could be more pirate and then have to use England as my scapegoat for getting out of trouble. I know you guys taking criminals as citizens over there, or is that just Australia?
I think we shipped all ours off to Australia a very long time ago.
Son of a
Sorry.
Well, I tried. All right, that is going to do it for this. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me today and coming to chat. As always, like to go down the list and kind of let everyone have an opportunity to let folks know, like, again, who you are. If you've got something going on, awesome. Definitely feel free to shout it out. That's the whole goal of this podcast. If not, no worries. You can always give kudos to your crews if you want. And with that, let's get into it. So, A-Chick, anything you want to shout out or say as we head out?
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be participating in a Capture the Flag charity event. So it's going to be supporting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's being hosted by Inside Again, so Paige. She's responsible for a lot of those charity events for Capture the Flag. I'm also going to have some Gilded Phoenix items to give away. So if I meet the donation goals for my community specifically towards the event, I'll be able to give those away again. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Fantastic. I know I remember seeing on Instagram a couple tattoo artists that I followed were out there offering free semicolon tattoos for folks who donated, I think, $50 to the same foundation.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was half tempted. Next up, we've got Ace. Ace, we're heading out. Anything you want to shout out or say as we head out?
Yeah. I've been working I make Sea of Thieves 3D animations, and I've just started posting some sneak peeks. And if you want to, watch the creation, I stream live. But you can find me at Tales of the Sea 12 on Instagram.
Awesome. I appreciate knowing about that. I know, A-Chick, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I may reach out to you for some collaboration work if you do that kind of thing.
I'm always down. I love creativity, man.
Very cool. I'm curious, after we get done going through there, curious what program you're going with, Blender or Maya and stuff like that. But we'll talk afterwards. Who let Evil Morpheus in? What is this? Coming in at the end of the episode, sneaking in. All right. Hi, Evil Morpheus. How you doing?
Hi, Logan. How are you?
What is this sneaking in here? I didn't even notice till just now.
I've actually been hiding in the shadows almost the whole time.
This is
doing a couple heists.
The actual smuggler right here. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of heists uncontested. Just I don't know why, but apparently PlayStation people don't want to do the heist.
I'm gonna come find you, Evil. Just wait.
That's all right.
Are you on PlayStation only servers right now?
Only right now. I'm trying to get all the trophies.
Okay, A-Check will have to boot up the PS5.
What area?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do the PS5 tonight to go find him.
Yeah.
I'm on the West Coast now, or not now, but you guys are in what, Midwest?
Yeah.
I'm in UK, so I got no chance to find you then. Never mind. I won't boot my PS5 up.
Well, apparently no one's playing on PlayStation, so it's not going to be hard. We'll find that server.
They're playing. They're just not playing in a heist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Morpheus,
I was hiding out because there was thunderstorms in the area. So.
Oh man. Oh well, definitely, yeah. Spare yourself the anguish of losing your console. I was just talking about needing to look into getting a battery backup since I have to deal with storms now here in the Ohio area. I wasn't used to that where I was living.
So no, just hanging out, listening to you guys. I wanted to jump in at one point, and then I was actually battling somebody. So yeah.
Well, it's great to have you, even if you snuck in here at the end.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, if you guys get a chance, good supporter Evil Morpheus dropping in every time. I know you hear his name every episode, so.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of person to put myself out there, but yeah, I like to listen in and see what's going on.
Well, glad to have you. It's another voice to the crowd. We got a lot of galleons and brigs going right now with this group.
I do need to probably get on in one of the groups because I solo sloop. So, but it's different. So solo slooping.
Yeah, it's the hard life. Well, glad you could jump in, man. Definitely have to jump into the Sherpa program and stuff because I know I've been seeing them playing around with the event stuff and doing some TDMs and some sales and stuff.
Yeah, I have to maybe look into that. I just recently switched jobs, so things are molding around new schedules and such. So
all in due time. Take care of yourself first.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Hammer, you're up next, buddy. What do you got going on?
I will shout out first and foremost my crew, who are always constantly giving me a good time. Witch, Sam, Tengu, all the best. Shout out to A-Chick. Thank you for inviting me on your stream. It's always a good time when we do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I got recognized on the sea from this game or from this podcast. So a shout out to Awesome Eccleston, a fan of the show, who spotted me grabbing a Reaper chest and didn't shoot back when I shot him first. We had a nice little chat and just got to say hello, grabbed some screenshots, and I went on my way. So it was very, very cool to have that happen. Second time that happened. Thankfully, it wasn't in a hourglass match, and like the last time, and I had to murder them. But yes, Awesome Eccleston. Hello.
Very cool. I love that. That's awesome. Next up, we have Carl Embo of Embo Family Gaming. Carl, what you up to?
It's absolute pleasure to jump back in. Yeah, just the usual stuff. Obviously, still pushing my family channel, which is Embo Family Gaming, over on Twitch, part of the Sea of Thieves Build Rats stream team, along with the wonderful A-Chick up there. Just pushing the content out over on TikTok, causing trouble, me and my son Ollie, just the usual. Oh, and of course, all the Softfest arrangements with football and all of that. So yeah, lots of fun. Just a lot of chaos at the moment.
Well, stay sane. Don't let yourself get too crazy. Ask for help.
Far too late for that, my friend.
Son of a. All right. See, like Sam, we are rolling out of here. Anything you want to say or shout out as we head out?
Just want to say thank you to my crew, the other Sam, Rainbow. You'll hate me calling you that, but thanks and well done everyone on all these Saturdays with the hourglass Saturdays. Well done. Thank you for having me here.
Definitely. Yeah, I've been loving seeing folks pop into the voice chats and get some sail time in with each other. Really nice to see everyone kind of jumping into new crews and just trying to work closer and closer towards those achievements and those goals. Quiet Shoe, we're heading out.
Yeah, didn't have too much to contribute this week, so apologize for that. But no, same as always. Shout out to my Magnus Pater guys, and we'll keep sailing. Hopefully, I'm really excited for Act 3. So I think I'll have more to say next month.
Same. I went and played in Insiders, and the new event is a lot harder as a solo slooper, but very cool.
I agree. I know we had kind of talked about the rewards and stuff, and I'm very excited to see how that goes and how that brings on player interaction and everything. So
gonna be fun. Awesome. Well, that just leaves the one and only TN Professor, who for some reason has managed to get time away from the newborn and the wife, who's all sleeping at this moment. Prof, what are you doing for the rest of this time?
I need to figure that out. I will say, it looks like Act 2 ends October 16th. Black Rose crew, it's time to get the mothballs scooped out of the ship and light the lanterns. We need to sail, crew.
Get some. Y'all need to decide who's going to be helm first. Then you guys can get out there and get some murder going.
Well, if Hefe's there, he's normally done it, but we have been making Rusty do that lately.
That's good. Rusty needs some guidance and some leadership roles in his life.
He's actually
you have
a good
extra
helm.
planks on hand if Rusty's going to be sailing.
But Rusty is a good helm. He's helmed for me before. It's not bad.
He has improved greatly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to get the mothballs out and get out there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be good to see you guys getting out there again. And feel free to be a little social in my Discord too, okay? I know you guys have your own, and that's fine, but I miss you.
Yeah, we did kind of go OG on that, but you're always welcome. We love bumping into you, Logan. Matter of fact, I think we even posted a video a while back of us killing your skelly on the seas.
Yeah, always feels good. That's the one thing that I can always think of at the end of the day is no matter what happens to this game, at some point I've given loot to someone inexplicably without knowing, and they've profited off of my name, and I'm fine with that. All right,
sail well.
Friends, family, I love you all so much. I really appreciate these episodes, and I'm glad that so many of you guys wanted to jump into chat this week. Again, always welcome, even if you just want to chill out and listen to it live. Totally welcome. That's the whole goal of the Gold Hoarders, is just to have that sense of camaraderie and trade company that we are Gold Hoarders and a crew together, even if we don't sail all the time together. So I appreciate and love you all so much. Thank you so much for spending some time with me on your weekend. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And any of those interested in the SOT shot, definitely stick around in this channel. I'll be reaching out to a couple other folks to see if we can get some ships rolling. And that's it.